Hi, this is Kim Jolene with Finding Your Fiji. I'm here doing a reading today for Aquarius for June 2016. So I just want to let you know that these readings are something I've been guided to do, and it really is to help raise your vibration and also to help you get more in tune with your higher wisdom, okay? That's a big reason that we're doing these readings, and it does take a chunk of time for me, and I'm totally okay with that because I'm being of service to you in this, right? That's part of my role here. And so today we're going to do, as we have done the last couple readings, we're going to do kind of general aspects for the month, and then we'll cover your kind of life purpose, career, finances, that's going to be together, your health, and then romantic relationships. And what I've come to learn today from our angels is that they are kind of just bringing in other information that you need to know. And so the first reading I did today for Capricorns was a little bit, hodgepodge. We were doing like the career line and then bringing in romance. And so we're kind of prepared for anything today. Just giving you a heads up, Aquarius. It's a wild ride today, a wild ride. Okay, so let us go ahead and get started. Go ahead and shuffle for y'all. I feel like I'm my Alabama cousins when I'm saying y'all, right? I remember when I was young and I spent a chunk of time down with my cousins, I started talking like that. It was kind of funny. But yeah, I have some very dear cousins down in Alabama, a whole raft of them. My aunt and uncle had 11 children, and so there's a whole bunch of them. And I haven't been down there in a while, so I'm hoping to get there this, we usually go down for Easter, so I'm hoping to get there this next year in Easter. Will be good. All right, so let us go ahead and get started. So the first card that we have is the Two of Fire. And the fire cards are all about passion and action. And this card it's been coming up quite a bit in readings recently. And it is about you, Aquarius, stepping into your own, okay? So you're finally like coming into who you are, and you're like settling into that. You're like, yeah, this feels good. This is who I am. And you're not apologizing for it, which is awesome, because you shouldn't. Like, you are who you are, and be that person no matter what. And so being that person in, whether it's in your personal life or business life or whatever area, be that person all the time, okay? And that's where you're coming from right now. I feel like that's the connection. And I do feel like there's some new partnerships coming in for you. And what I'm getting around this is friendships. So I feel like you're going to be developing some new friendships, or you're in the process of doing that now. And these are people that it's kind of like if you think about it, it's kind of like an unlikely friendship. So I think about my one friend, Julia. She's a whole lot younger than I am, right? But we just have this common bond, this common connection. And so age doesn't really matter when you have these people that you connect with, and you spiritually connected, you decided to do some things together on this earth. Okay, so I do see some new partnerships around that. And then just, this is about continuing to move forward. So you're continuing to take steps forward, Aquarius, and they're like kind of patting you on the back for that. Okay, and then the Seven of Earth is coming out. The Earth cards are all about how you make your money and what you need to do and know to be here now. And 7 does relate to, and that's the one thing I wanted to look at, is so 2, when I look at Feng Shui, I always like to kind of look at the numbers for Feng Shui. So the 2 relates to partnership, of course, pairs, right, in Feng Shui. And so this is about partnerships and new partnerships. 7 relates to knowledge. And then, so this is really about, having having put your skills to use. So what this is really about is about, having planted those seeds, right? You've planted those seeds, and now you're in a spot where it feels like you're kind of in mud and like you're just stuck there, but you're not really stuck. It's just a short span, a short pause in action. And again, we are in retrogrades right now. We still have some retrogrades going on. through August. And so this is a time period where time is kind of reversing itself and slowing down. And this is a really good time to do that inner work, that internal work that you have, and the preparation. And so there's no need to worry, is what they're saying around this. So just because you don't have the clients coming in and whatever, it's okay. It's going to speed up and things are going to be fine. All right, and then we have 10 of Earth. And again, another Earth card is all about, being grounded and what you need to know to be here on Earth and how you make your money. And so this card is really about the family life. And it's about, taking that time to spend with the little ones. And whether this is your own children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, whoever that is, I'm just seeing that time with the little ones is really going to help lighten your soul. It's going to help raise your vibration because they vibrate at such a higher level. If you see them when they interact with things and how present they are with what they're doing, they're so, I look at my little niece, my little great niece, who's so busy. She's like a year and a half old and so busy, but when she is doing something, she is really focused on that thing in that moment, right? And so we can take a lot of good lessons from that. So I'm not sure why my nose is itching. Someone is thinking about me, or there's okay, so I'm just going to ask them to pass through the information that they need so they can stop itching my nose, right? Okay, so what I'm getting around this is you're itching to do something. You have this desire, this itch to do something. And they're wanting you to take action on that, okay? So thanks for the visual there, angels. I'm not sure that I really needed that, but I got the message, so that was good. Thank you. Yeah, so you really have this itch to do something more with your life, to really, to be more, to have more, to find more joy is what I'm just feeling around that. And so, and this card, 10 of Earth, is about financial security. So things are going to be fine financially, no worries there at all. And it really is about finding the little magic things in life as you go along, okay? So whatever it is you're itching to do, they're saying follow that. Please follow that lead, follow that guidance, okay? Feeling like Archangel Michael's coming in now because it's all of a sudden getting very warm. So we'll see if he comes up here through this. This is going to be your finances, life purpose, career line is what we're looking at now. For the month of June for Aquarius. It's almost like I can't not sing Aquarius. And I don't really have a good voice, but I just pops in my head every time I'm thinking about it. Okay, and I'm sure you guys hear that all the time, right? So we have a little hello from heaven. This is Archangel Azrael, and Azrael's been coming in, I think this is the third reading in this exact same position, coming in to let you know that you have loved ones that are helping you with your career and with your finances, okay? So these are loved ones that have passed. I'm seeing the pink energy around this, so I feel like this is a female, and actually a couple different females, so I'm almost feeling like generational help there is coming through for you. And so the message that they want to let you know is that they are around you, and they do things that make you think of them, right? And you're like, oh, is that just in my head? It's not. It's them, they're there, and so that's why you're thinking of them. And so they're doing things to make you think of them. So like, for instance, my mom, who was passed away in 2004, always leaves dimes. She leaves them in the oddest spots and the oddest places. And my two boys find them all the time as well. And whenever, stuff is going through the wash, I swear to God, there's always a dime in there. So it's either, it's usually my son's pocket if I'm doing wash for him, but sometimes not even, like it just appears, and it'll just be like, I'll open the dryer and it'll be like sitting on the ledge, right? Or I see them by the floorboard, just out of the blue, right? Yeah, even one time when I went on a date with someone, it was a first date, and there was we were sitting in a coffee shop, and there was like a chair ledge, or a chair rail type of thing, and on that little chair rail was a dime leaning up there, right? So crazy, like, I'm like, wow, Mom's giving me the stamp of approval, right? Yeah, so funny. So anyway, you've got them sending you messages around that. And I have to relay, the way they communicate with you a lot is through lights. So if you see lights flickering or lights going out, that type of thing, or you see a flash of light, it has to do with light, is how they're communicating with you. So that's another thing my mom had done way back when, is she turned lights on and off at my sister's house. And it was these little touch lamps that she had bought, and it just would go on for no reason, or it would go off. So pay attention to electricity stuff. That's kind of how they're communicating with you. All right, you guys have career transition. So I just got done with the Capricorn reading, and they had this as well. This is coming up for a lot of you. And the reason is because you're shifting so much. Your vibration doesn't align anymore with where you're at, with the job that you're doing or the type of work that you're doing. It's just not in alignment, okay? And so it really just, your life purpose is going to require you to change your career, all right? So I'm just going to be very blunt about that. And it's about an opening. It's not like closing a door to anything. So some people think, oh, I'm leaving this career. I've got to leave this career. I'm making great money, all that. I'm closing this door. You're not. You're opening. You're like opening to something much bigger. And it's what you came here for. You didn't come here to work, to play small, to be in a small environment. You came here to play big, Aquarius, okay? So step in and do that. All right, and then prioritize. So this is Archangel Metatron. Metatron is our time angel, so Metatron is one of my best friends, right? I'm always constantly calling on him to give me a time warp so that I can finish the things that I need to do. And even today, this is just amazing. I have 3 readings left to do, this one, and then I have one more Pisces to do to wrap up for the month of June. And the angels have just created that time for me this morning, and I'm so, so grateful. So please ask Metatron for any help that you need with time. Just ask them for time warp, or ask them to slow down time. They can do that. Time is expansive. People think there's a limited quantity, but it really is expansive. And so you can ask for help with that. The angels love to help with that. And Metatron is also coming in to tell you, he wants to help you prioritize your work. So you have a lot to do. We all do. I mean, that's just the nature of being a human being right now. We have a lot to do. And so he's coming in to help you prioritize your work and to focus. So one of the things, I'm just getting an intuitive hit around the focus piece of things for you. In Feng Shui, we talk about, when you have a lot of things piled on horizontal surfaces, it really clouds your vision, and it keeps you from being able to focus on what you need to do. It's an overwhelming thing. And so what they're encouraging you to do is to clean up the piles, right? So organize your stuff and put it in files that are standing upright so it's not piled on horizontal surfaces. And the other thing that I'm getting for you guys regarding Feng Shui is books. Okay, so many of you have books, lots of books. You love books, right, Aquarius? So the books are heavy energy. Okay, I love books too, I really do. But you need to keep books in shelves that are waist high or below, and unless they're covered. If it's a one that closes, then they can be up above you. But otherwise, you need to keep them waist high or below. And for God's sake, if you have a whole bookshelf in your bedroom, get it the heck out of there. All those books and all those words, no wonder you're not sleeping, right? It's floating around in your head. Just not a great idea. You can have 1 or 2 on your nightstand. That's perfectly fine. I ended up putting just a small bookshelf in my closet once I cleared out my closet. So a great book, if you haven't heard of it yet, is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And this is by Marie Kondo, Kondo. It's the best book ever for cleaning the clutter out of your home. And this will help with your focus. And there's a link on my website. If you go to findingyourfiji.com to the products page, there's a link there to the book. You can find it that way. You can Google it. Many different ways to find it. Great, great book. And that will help you clear out the clutter as well. But the bookshelves, we don't want bookshelves in our bedrooms. It's heavy energy. The only things you want in your bedroom are things related to relaxation and romance. Okay, those two areas. So let's go ahead and talk about our healing aspects or our health aspects for the month of June for Aquarius. All right. So this is related to your health, Aquarius, and sometimes other little subjects come in related to health that on the surface seem like they're not related, but they really are. Okay, and these are Archangel Raphael cards that I'm using, and this was about divine intervention. And so what we have here is the card just letting you know that for you or for someone else in your life that's struggling with a health concern, you can ask the angels for help, and you can ask them to intervene in your health situation and to help bring it to the highest light and the highest power. Typically when things are happening health-wise, it's related to some something emotionally stuck in your body, or related to, the thoughts that are going on in your head, that type of thing. And oftentimes too, it's part of your journey, and that's part of what you came here to experience, and you felt that was the best way for you to get the knowledge or the learning that you needed or wanted in this lifetime. And so, for people that have something that they deal with throughout their entire lives, that's part of something that they chose. And they chose that because they knew that would be a great way from them to learn what they needed to learn when they were here, okay? And then you guys do need to get outside and get a little bit more sunlight. More vitamin D is what I'm getting around this. And so this is really just, asking the angels, Archangel Raphael in particular, to help you enjoy the benefits of being outside in the sunshine in a safe way, and for you to be able to absorb that sunshine. So those of you that this is your winter time on the other side of the world, there is still the need to get outside and get that sunlight and that sunshine, okay? And then we have detoxification. And so related to your health, you really do need to clear out the junk. So, anything that you're putting in your body that's not natural can just muck up your systems, right? And it can affect your health, and for sure affect your digestive system, that type of thing. And so one of the things that I recently discovered, and they're just calling me to share this, is that corn really affects me. And I didn't really realize how much until very recently when they made it very apparent. And for me, what would happen is I just would get a whole lot of bloating when I was eating corn. And so I'm just now, like, I'm of course experimenting with it, but I'm trying to cut it completely out of my diet and see how I feel. And I was feeling fine before, but it just, the bloating, and I'm like, what the heck is this about, right? So detoxifying, and what I'm getting is, it's like, some of these little things, and you can find other things that will still give you the joy and the pleasure of eating that don't have the junk in them, okay? So it just is what it is. So I even, somebody recently recommended swapping out unsweetened applesauce for, like syrup, or what's the other one? Agave nectar. So swapping out using applesauce instead. And I'll tell you what, the recipe tastes just as delicious with the applesauce as it did, with the other stuff. So there's lots of options out there for you. Okay, so Aquarius, this is your romance reading for the month of June 2016. Let's see what we have for you. Oops, it's that one. Really? Yep. Okay, gotcha. All right. So we have healing family issues. Is the first card that we have for you in the romance line. And so what typically this is about is, lots of times there's familial or ancestral stuff that you need to evolve forward. And this is really, you know, our parents did the best that they could. And that's what this is really about, is just knowing that they did the best that they could and letting go of that need for things to be, you know, hanging on to that like unforgiveness of them, right? Because you and I both know, those of you that have children, you know that some days your best is like you can give them cereal for dinner, right? And I'm not recommending that, obviously, but you know, and some days your best is really flippin' awesome and you give them some great advice, or you know, just have a wonderful day with them. So it depends on the day, and some, you know, you just do the best that you can every single day. And that's all your parents did. With what they knew, with the knowledge that they had, with the place that they were in emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that, they did the best that they could. So just working through that forgiveness of them. And even today, they do the best that they can now with the knowledge that they have. And so just love them. That's all you need to do. Just love them. Love them. That's all you need to do. And then I'm getting, you need to release your ex. So many of you have binds, binds. You have ties that bond you still to that ex relationship, that person that you were connected to before. And part of what happens when you're in a deep connection is you get these cords attached to each other. So your cords are out to them, and their cords are out to you, and all of that. And what we want you to do is cut those cords and clear that energy. And so basically you can just visualize a lightsaber, a machete, a sword, whatever you want to visualize, just cutting those cords all around your body, send them back with love. So you want essentially your own zone, your field to be clear of any other people's energy. You also want to make sure that your personal energy is not reaching out to them. Okay, so that's the other piece of this for you, is you need to draw your cords back in. Okay, so the way you do that, and the way I do it, is just visually, like, see if I feel like I'm leaking out, if I'm like spread out somewhere, and just pull that back in, pull it into your heart, bring it down into your body, into the roots. What I like to visualize is those roots coming out of your feet, winding into the earth, going down into the very, very center of the earth, and so you're feeling very connected. Then cutting those cords, clearing that energy field around you, okay? So it's nice and clean and clear, then you can breathe. And then from that place, you can attract the relationship that you truly want, whether it's with the person that you're currently with or with a new person. When you clear and cut those cords, your energy field is clear and open and clean, and you can see that new person in the highest light, right? Okay, and then we have the religious factors card coming up here too. And so when this card comes up, it's typically about beliefs that are just, some core beliefs that are just not, you don't see eye to eye on. So it might be a completely different religion, like one of you is Catholic and one of them is Jewish. So it can be like completely different like that. But what they want you to always see around this card is that look for the commonalities. What are the common things that you believe? And is there enough basis there in what you both believe? And can you accept what the other person, believes? And can they accept what you believe? And if you can, then you can move forward and you can continue on in that relationship and have a juicy, healthy, variety type of relationship. So that's what we're getting around that. Okay, we've got just a couple of extra cards that have come up here. We have the Queen of Fire, and this is a duality card. The fire cards are all about passion and action, and duality cards are on the one hand they're about a person, and the other hand they're about a circumstance or an event. So the Queen of Fire is someone that's very warm-hearted, of course, right? Fire. They're very confident. They're very, very smart. You might even call them brilliant, very intelligent, and just have that grace, right? That grace and ease. And this, just because it says queen doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a queen. It could be a man as well. And so this is someone that I feel is going to help you expand and help you kind of take that leap to move into the next part of your life. And so the other message along with this is about making sure that you aren't underestimating yourself, okay? So lots of times we make ourselves smaller than we really are, and we don't realize the gifts that we have, because I guarantee you, you are able to do things that the majority of the world is not able to do, okay? It's just a fact. We all have different skills, we all have different gifts, different talents, and you have things that you know and are able to do that are easy for you. And they're not easy for other people. They're just not. So making sure that you are, and it's not being boastful. It's being proud of who you are, and it's stepping into your personal power, okay? And they're wanting you to assert your independence and assert your creativity, right? So put that out there, is what they want you to do. And then we have the Clairsentience card, which is Archangel Raguel. And this is really about paying attention. So we're always getting information. We're always getting, like, I kind of motion back here. This is kind of where I feel like the information comes in for me, right? And for me, I do get that knowing, or that sense of like, I know something, but I don't know how I know it. And that's the clairsentience piece of things. But it's not always just that knowing. It's that feeling your, or I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. The clairsentience is really about the emotional and physical feelings. So when you get like a pain in your body, be curious about that. What is that about? What is that telling you? What's the message? When you have the emotions that come up, pay attention. So you always hear about people that didn't, oh gosh, yeah, I had a gut feeling about that. I thought I shouldn't do it, but I did it anyway. Why? Like, follow those feelings. You're the only one, no matter what anyone else is saying, you're the only one that knows what's right for you. So follow those feelings. And then Easy Does It is coming up as your last card. And so this is really about taking it easy. Taking care of yourself, not pushing yourself so hard, maybe even taking a retreat, a vacation, that type of thing. They're just wanting you to take some time to get back to yourself, as it were. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Aquarius, for the month of June 2016. Remember to take time to relax, get outside, get some sunshine, have fun, and enjoy your life. Much love to you. Did you enjoy your angel reading? I'm sure questions have popped up for you about specifics in your own life. To get answers personalized just for you, click below to schedule your appointment. You can use coupon code ANGEL20 to save 20% on any one of my readings. For more information about me and Finding Your Fiji services, go to findingyourfiji.com. Enjoy your day.